Hello. Um, I'm gonna be doing my CGS 480 presentation. My name is Christopher Labreski. I'm gonna give some info on Reading Partners. Reading Partners is a nonprofit organization that basically helps kids that are struggling with reading to exceed with their reading ability. It was founded in 1999. And it's basically there to practice with students and help them become lifelong readers and just help them throughout the whole program and just make them better readers and just do great in school and not fall behind. And it's really good. Basically, you follow a whole lesson plan when you're in the program, and you basically you essentially become a tutor. And that's where I was. Now, the problems that I did face while working with reading partners was there were students that weren't being engaged and the lack of communication as a whole through the whole program itself. Um, Students not being engaged, some kids like Elena was a girl that I worked on in Zoom. She wasn't paying attention. She was dazing off and she wasn't really understanding the material. Then again, it was through Zoom, and I had to try to bring her back to life, tell her about things. And and for another one, it was Allison. She just fidgeted around. Like again, this is problems that I faced in the beginning with the students. And the lack of communication was me driving to the Jackson Elementary is where I was a tutor for reading partners, and I had to they would tell me, oh, we don't have a student for you. We only have one. Instead of me getting my 3 hours, I'd get one. And I wish they would email me about that before I drive my time. And then sometimes they wouldn't, they'd say, oh, no, your sessions got canceled. Two students are out. And I drove there, wasting my time. For me, time is valuable. And that was a burden for me. Questions to ask my reading partner peers is if their student had better books, would they have read more? How are these kids actually improving in school? Like I myself don't know how these kids were improving, if they were improving at all. I hope they were improving during the reading program because that's what I'm here for, and I hope that they became better readers. Was it an easier solution for people to just do Zoom instead of in person? I myself did Zoom and in person because of my hours, and they couldn't give me all in person, which is okay, but I was trying to get through Zoom as well. And it was difficult at times, but it did work out in the end. Did some had to commute, most of my peers, I talked to them, they either went to Pasadena where I was going, or some of them did it in LA, but some of them did all Zoom through LA. Maybe that was a better route to take. But I just feel going through Zoom, it wasn't, they don't I just feel like they don't learn really as much as they're supposed to. Like myself, I'm a hands-on learner, and most of these kids I was working with were hands-on learners. Some of the method that I used was SWOT analysis, and this has helped. I use this for the students. One of my students was Allison. Um, her strengths was she knew how to read, she knew how to do all the work, she didn't complain, and she just did everything. Her grammar was better, her grammar was good, and she had no problem with that. Weaknesses was that she didn't speak loud, and she would just get lost at any time or any moment and just not understand the criteria or how the lesson was going to go. um, which was okay because some kids do get lost, and I just wanted to help her out. Opportunities I gave to her just to help her out, just to boost her self-esteem, was I would time her. I'd open the book, and I noticed that a lot of tutors didn't do this, and I did. I'd get the timepiece and I'd flip it. And for a minute, I wanted to see how much she read. And then I'd close the book and be like, what did you read? Just so they could retain I wanted to see how she could retain the information, and if so, how much she knew. The biggest threat was her just showing up to school. She's a good kid, but she didn't show up at all at any times really. And I just felt that in order for her to like learn, in order for her to grow as a reader, as a student, she should be up at school. And I wish that her parents made her show up to school because every other week she was gone. She was out she was out every week. And so I barely saw her. So that was just the threat and for me. Some solutions that I'd say are just basically volunteers, just like let the staff letting the volunteers know that we only have a limited amount of kids or students to work with, and or like there's a program going on, there's an event going on, so we're gonna have to end your session early. Just some of those would be really useful and really helpful. And just communication overall in the process, communication was just not professional to me. The emails would take forever. I wouldn't be able to phone call them, or I'd just wait hours for an email. And it was difficult for me to get in contact with them because all I had was an email. Um, also just helping students enjoy their sessions. I hated going to teaching a student like the same session over and over again, just like going on, follow your lesson plan. And I just decided not to do that. I decided to go outside the box and be different and basically ask the student, how do you want to start? And they'd say, oh, read to me. And I'm like, do you want to read instead? And they're like, okay. So some of them would read and then I would read. And we would just do games. We wouldn't do the whole reading. We'd do like wording, grammar, just help them enhance their ability with comprehension and just their grammar as well, and just like the English language and help them. Also, the books that I did use, some of them had Spanish words in it, and I thought that was really good to enhance some of the vocabulary for some of the students. And just like I said, not being afraid to go outside the box. The recap for me was the problem lack of communication as well as the engagement. It started off weak and then it became progress. All the students started liking me, all the students were enjoying the program or enjoying seeing me, grew an attachment. I did enjoy that. And just the solutions, letting the students choose their books that they want to read when going in. Like let them choose. Like let them have a choice instead of just like sticking the book that they have to read. And just like the communication overall, just getting a phone call, just not letting me waste my gas going to Pasadena. And overall, it was a great program, but I think they should definitely work on their communication. And the implementation that I used was I spoke to Robert, the man who ran the Jackson Elementary reading program, and he basically I just told him the communication needs to be worked on. You should get more books for these students, and I wanted to see like if there's any progress report I could see like how much they improved, and just at the end of the semester like a summary of what they've done and everything that they learned and progressed. And that was it. Thank you.